Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Commodities Weekly Roundup with me, Ravindra Rao from Kotak Securities. Volatility was at the center stage last week, with the US dollar moving lower in the initial part of the week, taking gold higher towards the stiff resistance of $18.36 an ounce. This was on back of US ADP employment, which disappointed as the print was much lower than the forecast. However, the same day of ADP employment release, gold slid and the dollar recovered on Fed Vice Chair's hawkish statement. US dollar continued to move higher since then, and the required trigger was given by the NFP data, which was in sharp contrast to the ADP employment, coming better than expected. And more importantly, unemployment and labor force participation showed good signs of recovery. Gold, which was choppy since last few sessions, trading between $18.36 and $17.90, finally broke the support and penetrated the strong support of $17.60, falling as deep as $16.76 an ounce. The fall seemed little exaggerated as it was quick to recover towards $17.50 in yesterday's session. Although the medium term outlook in both gold and silver is positive, the recent fall in prices have dented its short term outlook. All eyes now will be on the US inflation print and this month's Jackson Hole Symposium for more clues from the Fed regarding the timing of tightening moves. US dollar has once again moved higher and it is once again trying to test the immediate resistance of 93.35, which is very much possible provided the US inflation data supports. And on the lower side, 9150 would act as the stiff support. The immediate support is near 9240, 9230 levels. In case of gold, gold has, as mentioned, gold has penetrated the strong support of $1760 and has closed below the same. Now the support of $1760 would turn to a resistance, and it will be crucial for the bulls to take it above $1760 on closing if they want to take it higher again towards 1800. Till then, we expect gold to trade weaker, and the broad range would be 1760 to 1675. On the MCX, 45 200 remains a strong support now, having breached the immediate support of 46,460, which it was holding since past few sessions. Now, the broad range would be 46,400, on the upper side, and on the lower side, 45 200 would act as a good support. Uh, um, as mentioned in international gold, even MCX gold would trade with a weaker bias, provided the inflation data supports the US dollar. In case of silver, silver has breached. In case of spot silver, dollar silver has breached the support of 24.50 and it is trading close to 23.50 now. It has tested the next support of 22.50, 22.40 on the lower side, and there was a sharp recovery from the lower side. So the broad range going ahead this week would be 2450 on the higher side and 2250 on the lower side. If it breaches 2450 and closes above that, then we can conclude that a short term bottom is in place and the prices might move further higher. Otherwise, it will trade with a weaker bias. In case of MCX silver, it has tested the immediate support of 62,500, which is crucial now for the bulls to hold because if the prices close below 62,500, then we might see it moving lower towards the psychological level of 60,000. But as of now, we feel the broad range for this week would be 62,500 on the lower side and 65,500 to 66,000 on the higher side. It needs to breach 66,800 to sustain on the higher side, and in that scenario, we can conclude that a temporary bottom is in place. Having said that, the broad range would be 65,500 on the higher side and 62,500 on the lower side. Coming to crude oil, as expected, crude oil continued to witness volatility. However, market focus now has shifted from supply expectation to demand outlook. Market players are now assessing OPEC's plan to raise output gradually against a weakened demand expectations amid slowdown in Chinese economy, rising virus cases, and uneven global economic recovery. Adding to demand concerns is uneven economic recovery. IMF, in its latest outlook, kept 2021 growth forecast unchanged at 6%, but raised a growth estimate for advanced economies and lowered estimates for emerging markets, including India and China, two major crude oil consumers. We may see volatility continuing, however, with US economic optimism high and US supply tight, a floor to price may be seen soon. Focus will continue to be on the virus situation, which will help form the demand outlook. Economic data from major economies may also be assessed for demand expectations. Also in focus will be US weekly report, IEA, OPEC and EIA's monthly outlook, which we expect would maintain a largely positive tone on demand supply balance. Technically, crude has moved close to the support of 65 half. This is WTI crude. We expect it to take support near 65 to 65 half dollars in case of NYMEX WTI crude oil, and on the higher side resistance is placed near $69 to $70 a barrel. Uh, we expect this range to continue, and we might see some kind of a rebound in prices provided it holds the support of 65.50. In case of MCX, 4,800 remains a strong support. It has penetrated a rising trend line, but for the confirmation of the break of the trend line, it needs to close below 4770, 4,800, and in that scenario it might further tank lower. Otherwise, we expect a rebound, and the rebound might go till 5100 to 5150. So the broader range for this week would be 5150 on the higher side, and on the lower side it will be around 4850 to 4820. In case of natural gas has taken a pause, and we have seen price is not sustaining about 310, 312 on the MCX, and it came down below 300 in the yesterday session. We expect a sideways to range movement in natural gas, which we mentioned last week also, and the range would be 312 to 316 on the higher side, and on the lower side it might take a support near 284. So until this range is penetrated, we expect this broad range to continue going ahead. Finally, coming to industrial metals, the entire industrial metals pack ended lower last week amid concerns about health of Chinese economy, gains in US dollar index, fear of Fed's monetary tightening, rising virus cases, mixed economic data, and China's efforts to cool rising raw material prices. Industrial metals have largely moved up in past few weeks. However, the rally is now being challenged, and we may see volatility persisting. Technically, copper has once again moved below 736, 734 support zone on the MCX, and it tested a low close to 716, which is the next support. Now 736, 735 has become the resistance, and any rallies towards 730, 732 might again see some kind of selling pressure coming in, and the broader range for this week would be 736 to 716, and extreme level on the downside would be 712. Zinc has sustained at higher levels. It has not penetrated the strong support of 242. It is still holding near 244 on the MCX. And if there is any uptick in the other industrial metals, we might see zinc prices again moving higher. And we still expect, or I would say, we still maintain a buy in zinc until it stays above 242, and on the higher side 250, 252 is what the target that we are expecting. In case of nickel, nickel has moved below 1450 on the MCX, and we expect lower bias in nickel prices for this week. The possible range would be 1410 to around 1450. If it breaches 1410, it might further move lower towards 1380. Otherwise, this range would continue for this entire week. So, to conclude now, the focus will be on whether the NFP optimism continues to support the US dollar or the euphoria will fizzle out. Will be a key to watch. Having said that, trend in US dollar and bond yields may continue to impact commodities, and focus this week will be on US inflation data, which will help form expectations for Fed's monetary policy. To end the call, I would say the focus this week again would be precious metals because of the inflation print. We might see volatility in precious metals as well as in the US dollar. Crude also might continue to be volatile, but we might see prices taking support at lower levels. And base metals might trade mixed, with zinc looking slightly positive and other base metals looking weak. Now that takes us to the end of this podcast. Good luck and trade safe.